Hi everyone, it's Miss Kate.
And Miss Hazel.
Today we're going to introduce you to a painter that you may actually already be familiar with. But he was a man who lived a long time ago. His name is Gustav Klimt. And I actually have one of his prints at my house that I really like. And we did a project a couple of years ago with the kids. We really like it. But today we're going to be inspired by this whole series of forest paintings that he did. So this is the one that I made. This is not Gustav Klimt's work. If you want to look at his work, check it out online because they're really lovely. But what we are going to do is I'm using a piece of foam core. It's a recycled piece from our friends. And I'm using Q-tips as one of my paintbrushes, and then acrylic paint. And I'm going to show you how we did this. So I first started with a plain piece, and I wanted my color to be sort of a dusty gray blue color that's right here. So I mixed paint, which is one of the things I love to do. You can pick any color for your background, just so you know. You don't have to do what I did. But if you wanted a color like this, I took a regular bright blue color. It's right here. And then I mixed in white and a little bit of black. So first I got a light blue, and then I mixed in some black to get it more gray blue. And anyway, I kind of like this color.
Pretty color, Miss Kate.
It looks kind of like nighttime to me in the evening. We've been talking so much about how winter is coming. We're still in fall, but winter is coming, and we just are sort of preparing for that. So anyway, this is what we did. So I painted my background with this very special blue, and then I let it dry. But to get the sort of forest floor that we have here, this is where the Q-tips come in. So I used Q-tips. I'm going to take the lids off our acrylic paints here. And I don't want that one. And I dotted up the bottom. So I'm going to show you something about using Q-tips. When I say it's a paintbrush, we're not actually going to brush. We're just actually going to dot. So let's say I'm taking the red, and just dip it in. And I'm just going to dot all over the place on here. I'm going to fill this little forest floor with dots. And I may come back to the red, but for the moment I'm going to switch colors, because I think that's all I need for the moment. But I have another side. So
I'm going to use a different side for each color.
I'm going to use a different side for each color, yes, because I don't want to mix up my colors in my container. When I mix colors, I like to do it on something like this, or a magazine. Sometimes we rip pages out of magazines to use as our painting palettes where we mix up paints. But in this case, I'm not going to mix up my paints. I'm just doing this. I'm going to put my Q-tip down, pick up a little bit of black, add some black to it because I thought that would be a good thing to add. And then I'm not going to finish this whole part of it because we're going to get to the trees next. But I'm going to just keep adding color. And now I'm going to add a little bit of white to this. Now some of it got a little bit mixed up on there because I'm hitting some areas where there's wet paint. But as you can see now, the forest floor is kind of coming alive. It looks like there are a lot of plants, some sort of plants down there. But now comes sort of the fun part. That was fun, but now we're going to add the trees. So again, I'm going to put this sideways in case I want to come back to it. I took a paper towel roll, and I cut it because I kind of measured how big my trees would be. And this was too long, so I cut my paper towel roll. I'm going to scrunch it up a little bit. And then we're using this, we have metallic silver paint, but you could use gray paint. You could use tempera gray or silver. We just have this, so we're using this one. I'm going to just use a little because the acrylic paint goes a long way. And I can always, I just used a lot of it. We can always add more if we need to. So I'm going to squish this up a little bit on here. I'm going to get just this edge really nicely painted. And then to make my tree, I just put it right down on my canvas, my foam core canvas. And I just moved it around a little bit to give it sort of a, see if I can get enough paint there, to give it a tree-like appearance. It's tree-ish, as we like to say. And I can do that with a few of them. I should have gone sideways, or yeah, diagonally on this one. I'm going to add, you can add as many trees as you want. Of course, if you had too many trees, it might just look like a solid gray on the background. So you want to make sure there's a little bit of the sky in between there. When I was all done, I'm just going to do 3 trees right now. When I got this far, I also thought I wanted to add some branches. Now I can use this one, or I can also use my shorter one so I don't get too much paint going across the other ones. And I can just add some branches because, as we know, trees have branches. I'm going to add a few branches. You can see that. I've got that so far. And then, if you wanted to add some leaves, or the appearance of leaves, because they won't really look like leaves, they'll be dots. Again, a Q-tip. I'm going to just add some leaves in here. Just dotting them, not smearing them, but I'm using the Q-tip to dot. And then it'll look a little bit like a forest in a minute. Again, if I added a lot more trees, it'd probably look more foresty.
It's important as an artist to know when it's time to stop.
That is true. In fact, I think I should stop now because I was having fun doing the dots, but I should probably stop. So here is my forest inspired by Gustav Klimt's forest series. He did ones with beech trees and birch trees and some other trees I can't remember exactly. But if you get a chance, go look him up because those paintings are beautiful. He must have been walking through a lot of woods. I'm going to finish filling in my ground down here, and then I think I'm going to call it quits on this one. I think it's going to be done. So thank you for joining us today. If you make one, would you please send us a picture? You could send it to us through Instagram by hashtagging us at Alameda Arts Fun. We'd be able to see it. You could have your parents email a picture of this to us at info@alamedaarts.com. And if you really like this, we would love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's right down below. And one last thing. If you've been playing the Spot the Difference game, look behind us because there are a couple things I just added to this afternoon. So if you look and you notice, send us an email. We'll send you something in the mail. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, friends.